What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to Fantastic Hip Hop. Why JID wants to leave Dreamville, and J. Cole. So I reacted to something, I feel like a couple months ago, regarding JID and the beef and like a potential, like, I don't know, Kendrick shots or whatever. And I was like, oh no, I love both of them. Like, that would be terrible. And then apparently that was like disproven because JID tweeted something basically saying he don't mess with the Dreamville people, and then he deleted it. So I don't know if that's what this is based on or if there's extra stuff that has come out. I don't know, but we about to see. Let's get into it.
Better place to be as a hip-hop artist than J. Cole's Dreamville imprint, as beyond all the emerging talent the label harvested, all of the artists on the label were actually releasing music and being active participants in and around hip-hop culture, and each time anyone came out with something new, it was clear that these artists were growing and improving on their craft at a rapid rate that only few crews in this day and age could match. And at the center of this all, there was no one more important to the future of Dreamville than JID.
I love him.
As between the momentum he created from his insane and dynamic array of features, which saw him team up with everyone from Eminem to Imagine Dragons, to his ability as a hitmaker, which saw him make more and more viral songs as he grew as an artist, to ultimately the fact that in an era where most new MCs just don't have the level of attention and care to create a decent album, that JID made what many people would deem a modern classic in his 2022 project, The Forever Story. Overall, just in the matter of a few years, JID became one of the biggest names on the horizon in hip-hop, and it seemed like with the rapid success and career growth that he has been seeing, that he would have a real chance to join rap's next big three in the near future. But now, as JID has promised us that his upcoming new album, Forever in a Day, has been ready to release once at the end of 2023, and then again at the beginning of 2024, as we are now here almost in 2025, and there has been no new JID album since 2020.
Damn. When you hear that, we're almost in 2025, like, where is time going? What is happening? I feel like Corona sent us into, like, an alternate universe where, like, I don't know, stuff is different over here. You feel me? Like, stuff is kind of just odd. We in the Twilight Zone.
That this disappearance from JID is not an issue surrounding his work ethic, because if it was, he wouldn't be putting out so many great features where we still hear him getting better and expanding on his craft. He wouldn't be on major arena tours with the likes of stars like 21 Savage. And knowing all of this and seeing what's just happened, we have now found out the sad and miserable truth, which is serving as the driving force that is sabotaging the career of one of rap's brightest new acts, which is that when it comes to the relationship between JID and the label that J. Cole signed him to back in the late 2010s, things have gotten really bad over there, and because of the label's own failure, JID's chances at becoming rap's next all-time great are slipping right as we speak. And now, before we go any further, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. It helps me out a ton. And now, while once this situation with JID was only something we could speculate on, as we had no definitive proof of what was happening, recently we have found out just how awful of a place Dreamville has become, as after seeing J. Cole just have a year where, despite some high points, he has been slapped in the middle of the biggest rap beef of all time, and has only been disappointing more fans with every move he has made. We are now hearing stories of the horrors going on inside this label from some of—
Which is crazy, because I'm not gonna lie. Do you all remember, like, when during the beef when, you know, everybody was like, J. Cole sucks. But then Kendrick put out Meet the Grams, and people were like, hold on, let's just hold our horses. Then Kendrick put out Not Like Us, and people were like, you know what, we understand, J. Cole. Cool, we got you. You made the right, you win. You made the right decision. I get it now. Like, when he, like, people had, like, kind of, like, let it go, forgotten, kind of was like, you know what, maybe he knew something behind the scenes. He was like, I was just playing, y'all is for real, I got to go. So, why he would come out with, poor Antonio, and like I said, he was rapping his ass off, but, like, just, that end part is just a little, just off-putting to me, personally. And Kendrick's my first favorite rapper. J. Cole was my second. But that just, you know, I can be honest, that was a little weird.
Once seen as part of the label's bright future. And now, out of everybody on Dreamville, the signee who blew the whistle on all of this was not a rapper, but was still one of the most integral members to the crew, as she added a voice and style that nobody else could offer in R&B singer Ari Lennox. And now, recently, Lennox came out and went on a charged-up rant about the label where she said, Interscope and Dreamville have been playing with me all month, and I am so exhausted. I'm so tired of people treating me like they're sorry for me. I'm okay, and I've never been happier. What I don't like is being signed and lied to and manipulated. Not one person at those labels ever knew how to market or protect me. Y'all don't know the half. Constant letdown and neglect. This industry stuff will never be for me. And now with all of this, which first off, Huge respect to Ari for speaking up about how she feels about her label.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's wild. I ain't know all that. Initially, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, are they just mad because he apologized? I didn't know if it was like something specific, like deep happened. Because you know, when you see like J. Cole is the face of Dreamville, that means he runs Dreamville, correct? Like he's the head honcho, makes the moves, makes the decisions. He's like top dog. So for them to be having issues, and it seemed like these people, like he was very close to his artists and, you know, friends with them. It just is a little weird, a little
People
off-putting.
mistreating her, because in the industry, these types of horrible situations happen way too often. And some artists either don't speak up or wait until their career is damaged in a way that they will never come back from. So with Ari taking action, while she and a lot of other Dreamville signees are still prominent young names, and her
Didn't
revealing that the
Earthgang
label has
leave?
been lying and manipulating her, and that they have not been working in her best interest. From speaking out about this and going as far to say that nobody on the label is protecting her, which is definitely a sub at J. Cole, to then seeing the response other people in the industry had to hearing this, which showed Ari getting support from people who are veterans in the game like T-Pain. Overall, when we look at the bigger picture, it is clear that something is going on in Dreamville, because from what Ari is saying here, to the claims that came out earlier about the fact that a large part of
He's been too focused on, I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. You feel me? He was just, that shit had to be eating him up. He ain't had no time for nobody else. He was battling his own inner thoughts. You know, he walked away with all his friends' blood on him, or whatever the fuck he was talking about. I still don't know what the fuck he was saying. Like, what do you mean, sir? You were at the beach making songs. There was no blood.
Dreamville is in. Everything is starting to point to the fact that whatever principles Dreamville was founded on have vanished, and just like pretty much every other great artist-ran label in eras past have, the label is now on a downfall, and now circling all of this back to JID. When we look at his case, he only adds stronger proof to the fact that the current state of Dreamville is just a disaster right now, as when those same reports came out about the fact that J. Cole was forced to do something he never wanted to in the Kendrick beef.
Forced is insane, grown-ass man. Who forced him? And he the head honcho. You can say they influenced him to do something, but never in your life say that a grown ass man was forced to do anything unless there was weapons involved, or you know, in other serious situations. But I don't want to hear nobody force him to do anything.
Ultimately, Dreamville were the ones who despised Kendrick Lamar and Top Dog Entertainment, and it never was J. Cole, and he was only following what all of the people around him pressured him into doing. JID came out to comment on all of this and didn't clear up these rumors and say that they were lies, but instead just made sure that his name was cleared of any issues when it came to a further beef between Cole and Kendrick's crews, and him being caught right in the middle of it, as he said that he was never one of the guys in Dreamville who were dissing Kendrick, which does imply that what was said about people pushing Cole to diss him in the first place was true. And then on top of this, JID also said that he doesn't even hang out with people in the label anymore. Now, as JID said all of this, but then deleted these posts right after, he pretty much ended up saying more than Cole and Ari did in a lot of ways, as he is showing that on one hand, he is fed up with Dreamville and that he is moving away from associating with the crew who brought him into the major label system in the first place, but at the same time, for whatever reason, JID is not going all out on them yet like Ari is, and is not demanding to be let go from the crew, which could be due to business reasons, because as we have seen over and over again in the music business and in hip-hop, so many artists are signed into shaky deals where their voice and agency when it comes to exercising their right to move on to new opportunities is limited. And now overall, while all of this may pose more questions than answers, still with the limited information that we know, it seems like between all of the turmoil in the label which has caused Ari to reveal the nasty truth, and even people like the duo who brought JID to J. Cole in the first place in Earthgang being gone and separated from the label as well.
Yeah.
All in all, it seems like for whatever reason, something has shaken up the way Dreamville has been run, is with J. Cole seemingly being less active in other people's careers, as he is always seen minding his own business and protecting his peace for the most part these days. And then with all the restructuring and shakeups we have seen in the industry this year in terms of where the staffing is going, which has directly affected labels like Dreamville. Overall, it seems like the wrong people have gotten hold of Dreamville, as J. Cole has been moving further and further away from the spotlight and from the lead role of this organization. And between Cole's inability to take charge...
Oh wait, I'm confused. I thought Dreamville was Cole's company. J. Cole and Ibrahim Hamad. Okay, Dreamville is an American record label founded by J. Cole and his manager Ibrahim Hamad. The label is currently distributed through Interscope Records. So could it be Interscope Records that's messing up? Or if it's not them, then all signs point to J. Cole and the fact that he has been on a mental health, I guess, I don't know. He was focusing on this beef more than these people, more than likely. I don't know. It's very, very interesting though. Very odd. I feel like all the labels fall. Last one standing right now is Top Dog Internet or TDE. And that one was falling and then it got revived, I think, to be completely honest, by this beef. Because Young Money Cash Money, is that even a thing still? I think that's gone. Um, Rock Nation, I mean, Meg the Stallion, like, I don't know who's signed to what. So I don't really know what to say. The big ones I knew was Top Dog Entertainment and then Dreamville. Um, and then didn't Gucci Mane have a label, but then everybody's in jail or dead. Um, Something Yo Gotti's Mofos, whatever Glorilla is on. I don't know.
Active to the conditions of the industry and drama of the rap and music world, over actually prioritizing the art people are creating. Overall, this is giving us the best answer to why artists like JID and Ari's true creative visions are being shelved, and why Cole seemingly released a song like 7 Minute Drill, which he never even wanted to. And while we don't know the full extent of what is going on until these artists speak,
I don't understand. Like, is the Abraham man? Why would he release it? He owns. Somebody help me. He owns the label. Why are we acting like someone? That's like if the head of the corporation of McDonald's made a vanilla mango milkshake or frosty. Wait, McDonald's milkshake.
And it was his decision. And then he said he was forced. And we're looking as to who could have been the person to force the owner of the company.
Unless it's like Interscope is doing something to Dreamville. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't get it.
Out more, we just won't have the luxury of knowing. If this amount of artists who before this were seen as consistent and unproblematic figures are now revealing their frustrations, which all seemingly come from the same source, something has to be off. And for the future of JID's career as a rapper, hopefully we can find out soon about where this is all headed. Because to see someone who had all-time great potential just wasted is sad. And for J. Cole, while he may want to get away from hip-hop altogether at this point as we await and he creates his final album, The Fall Off, at the end of the day, he did sign up to create an imprint where he wanted to help other artists grow and become stars of their own. So if Cole no longer wants to do this and handle it responsibly, in an era and time, we're in a space like hip-hop, we need more rappers like JID. Because everyone needs to see talent who can reinvent and push forward lyrical rap into a new moment. Hopefully he can get the help he needs to push his career forward, and overall, I think the overarching message and lesson that we can get from this is that rappers need to be very careful when making their own labels, and artists need to understand the risk of going on to them in the first place. Because most of the time, the artists who are signed are never going to be a high priority, and they are never going to get the love that the star does. And I think when it comes to artist labels at this point, someone like Kendrick Lamar is doing the right thing with his PG Lang imprint, which only has one other signee currently in Baby Keem. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you don't want to be a manager and leader that will protect so many different artists against the evil music business, you just shouldn't take on such an important role in other people's careers, or we get to a place like Dreamville is in right now, where artists are battling for the very safety of their careers. And because of the failure of everyone involved, we don't know what the future of some of the brightest talent the music industry has had to offer over the past few years will be. And so now with all that said, let me know.
So yeah, I like I said, I don't know the details. I'm kind of confused. So if somebody wants to clear that up for me, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, I get it. If you say you want to be like more distant from the rap scene, then just don't put out any music. But if you are the owner of a label and, you know, have some, whether you have some ass artists or not, because JID and Ari Lennox are amazing. They're great. But even if they were ass, you made an obligation to them, and you're supposed to carry that out. I don't care what, like, you got to figure it out. Because at the end, that means you're stopping their career, you're stopping their money, their flow, whatever they need to, you know, keep going. And it reminds me of that song on one of the Dreamville, like, albums with Cause and Reason, where they were like talking about attacking each of the top of the their record labels. Like, they were gonna rob Top Dog and they were gonna rob Cole because this music shit is hard, and, you know, Cole's busy, and you know, Top got stuff going on, whatever, and they not making the type of money they want to make, whatever, and so It was a great song, by the way. I forgot the name of it, but it was a great song. But it just made me think about, like, those are the smaller artists on these labels. So if the bigger ones are complaining, what the hell is going on with them? Like, Cause, Loot, like what is, if Ari Lennox and JID are complaining, then what can be happening with them? You know, so it's just unfortunate. I feel like people don't like Cole right now anyway, so for this just to be added to the list of things, just, you know, it's gonna suck in the end. And then if he releases the fall off, then it's gonna feel like, oh, like you're releasing your stuff, but your artists are having a difficult time getting their stuff out. It's just gonna look weird. It's gonna have like a weird taste, leave a weird taste in people's like mouths. Like, I don't know the saying. Whatever. Yeah, it's just all odd, and I think maybe there is an issue with these artist ran label things because they have to focus on themselves anyway and their music and stuff. So it's not going to be enough attention given to the other artists that are starting up and need the attention and whatever that they would get from people solely focusing on just that. So I don't know. Maybe it was a busy year for Cole. He didn't have time, but oh well, he got to figure it out. But anyways, yeah, it's unfortunate. Y'all like, come subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.